Hello there, people. This is Silverleafy on 9055, and I'm back with another YouTube video. And today we will be doing a deck profile on the BlackWings. So I'll be showcasing used deck, and this is just a deck I based off my own personal opinion. So you can build yours any way you like. I just making this one for fun, and I'm probably tournaments. Like I don't know how good it'll do in tournaments because I have been just creating a bunch of random decks that I'll be showcasing you over the next couple of months and probably years as the Yu-Gi-Oh series goes on. So let's go on get into this. So the first three, I'm gonna start with like my three ups that I actually run in this deck for monsters. The first three ups I actually run would be my BlackWing Bull, the Spears. And for you guys who don't know what BlackWing Bull, the Spear does, is it could be special summon when there's another BlackWing monster up besides itself, and when it attacks a monster in the defense position, then it does piercing battle damage to the opponent. So you can use this like for some battles I've actually seen. People have used this thing, got it up to a high attack level, like not like high attack level, but high attack, and then like gone and hit a really big defense wall, or just like use it for synchro summons. That's what I use it for. I also use 3 Chris Crack of the Dawn. This thing can also be special summon while itself is not out, but other Blackwings are. So like let's say I had Boa the Spear out. Let me show that. Then I can automatically special summon this, and you pretty much get the point after that. And it cannot be affected once per turn by spells and traps, so you could get through spells and traps that like Mirror Force and all that other stuff with this. Then I'm running my 3 of BlackWing Gale the Whirlwind. And this thing right here is like your boss right here. When you summon this thing, if you have a high attack that monster you need to get over, this thing's ability, Gale Whirlwind will half an opponent's monster's attack, and then you can get over it by using it because it's also a tuner monster. So let's say I had this out, Chris Crackadon and this, then I can go ahead and special summon this. They have a high attack beater out here. Then unless they like activate a trap card and negate this thing's ability or whatever, because there is like trap cards like what do you call it? Phoenix Chain and all this other stuff that you gotta watch out for. So it's not guaranteed that you'll be able to use the ability, but when you are able to use the ability and you have a high attacker to go against, then this thing rocks. So as I was saying, if you had a high attack round, let's say they didn't have any trap spells or anything, we got rid of that. You go use this thing's ability, half the attack points, then synchro summon for like a level 7, which you have a lot of in this deck. And I'm running 3 of it, by the way. Next, I'm running 3 BlackWing Gladys the Midnight Sun. This thing is kind of like I use this more for like synchro summoning than anything else, or just a wall, because twice per turn this thing cannot be destroyed by battle, and you can use the synchro summon, and yeah, and the best part is you can special summon it while you have another BlackWing monster out, so helps out with that. I'm running 3 of those, by the way. Next, I'm running 3 BlackWing Pinky the Waxing Moon. And this thing is basically like a graveyard faller. Like when this thing goes to the grave, then after that, then let me read the ability for you guys. It cannot be used as a synchro material for except the synchro summon of a BlackWing synchro monster. So just so you know, guys, you cannot use this for any other synchro summon except for BlackWing monsters. So just saying that for you. And if this card is in the graveyard, because it'll sit there to field this turn, so it has to be that turn that it was sent. You can't just use this like after that turn when it goes to the graveyard. But when it's sent to the graveyard this turn from the field, so it can't be from your hand too. Just reminding you guys that too, because I haven't used this deck in a while, and I'm just showcasing it because I get back into Yu-Gi-Oh and everything. But if it was sent from the field to the graveyard, that turn you can add 1 BlackWing monster deck from your deck to your hand, except for this. So you can't add another one from your hand after this one gets sent to the graveyard. And you can only use the effect of Pancake Waxing Moon once per turn. So let's say if you had 2 of these out and one went to the graveyard, then let's say they both got destroyed, you can only use one of their abilities. So you want to make sure that if this thing's going to be on the field or you send it to the graveyard from your field, that you only have 1 out, so you don't want to like waste this. This base is like one of your search cards you can use. And now I'm using my 2 loves. So my 2 loves, And normally people would run 3 of this. I would run 3 of this, and probably I would take out one of my Gladys Midnight Suns, but I couldn't find a third one, so I'm only running 2 for this one. But this thing is like this is your level 6 right here. I'm running 2 of it. Its ability is when you normal summon it, you can special summon a level 4 lower BlackWing monster from your graveyard and face up defense position. And this thing's a tuner too, so you can also use synchro summon with it. Oh, BlackWing Packing Waxing Moon was also a tuner, but I don't really use it for synchro summons as much. It's usually just graveyard fodder, but since it goes to the field to graveyard, you don't have to hand it, it's also used for that. So, but this thing would like bring back a level 4, level 3, whatever. I'm running one level 5 in this deck that I use that for search cards, so I can search on my monsters faster. But mainly I use this for level 6, and I'll show you how that works later on. My one-ofs, I run one BlackWing Oshi the Squall, one BlackWing Haman in the Dust, and one Share the Blue Flame. And what I used to do is I used to run 3 Share the Blue Flame because this thing was like your search card of all time before like all this other stuff come over. And now you got like monsters with 2,000 attack points and all this stuff. So this thing is like ran over easily. But I'm only running one just because like what happens is they don't get dead hand. They just draw a weak monster. And you can use this thing's ability to your advantage. Share Blue Flame's ability. Let me show you the card right there. Looks pretty sweet. It's not hollow or anything like that, but it's still a good card. If this thing was to destroy a monster, then you can special summon a monster from your deck, a BlackWing monster, by the way, with 1,500 or less attack from your deck, and the monster's effect that you special summon out is negated, but you can still use it for synchro summon, so you can special out a tuner, synchro, whatever. I'm running one of that, and then I'm wearing one BlackWing Command in the Dust, and if I control a BlackWing monster with this card in my hand, then I can special summon this card from my hand, and on top of that, I can only do this once per turn this way, which is why I'm only running one of it. When this card is normal special summon, you could try one other BlackWing monster, like for say, I target Blizzard of Far North, which is level 2. Then this thing gains that much levels. So this thing's level 2. If I had this out, then this thing would gain 2 more levels, and then I could synchro for 6. So that's how that would work. And last but not least, the last one of them running in this deck for my monsters, BlackWing Oshi the Squall. Kind of hollow. If you control another BlackWing monster other than BlackWing Oshi the Squall, you can special summon this card from your hand, so it's just like all the other ones except for BlackWing Share Blue Flame so far. And when you synchro summon with this card, then you can change the monster's battle position on your opponent's side of the field. So let's say you got like a high defense monster like Super Heavy Samurais, or a high attack monster that has a weak defense. If you were a synchro summon using this thing, you can put their monster in defense point mode and then run over it, as long as they don't have any traps or anything to get rid of them. Anyway, that's my monsters, and I'm running 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, now I'm running 20 monsters in this deck. So now we're going on the traps. I'm running 3 Icarus attack, and this is like mainly used for that one monster I showed you before, Panky the Waxing Moon, to send it to the graveyard. But anyway, I'll explain Icarus' attack's ability. Icarus attack's ability is like, let's say you attack on a monster, like a black monster. I can show you, like if I wanted to, I can show you some combos with this card. I might do that. It depends. I might. But anyway, Icarus attack, let's say you have BlackWing Synchro monster out and you attack into a Mirror Force. What you could do is you chain that, activate Icarus attack, so the Mirror Force misses. And not only do you destroy your monster, that's a Winged Beast monster, so this could work for any Winged Beast deck. It could work for Black Wings, Ray Raptors, I don't know, any other, like Harpy Ladies, you know, the regular stuff. But Icarus attack destroys 2 cards from the field, like anything. So this thing's like your Twin Twister, but you have to have Wing Beast type monsters on the field. So that's the only drawback. If you have no monsters on the field, you can't use it. But yeah, that's how that works. And I'm running 3 of those. That's like standard for this deck because it's all Wing Beast. Then I'm running 2 Black Sonic. This card right here, Mirror Force right here. Best Mirror Force ever. If you have Blackwing monsters on your field, that is. Even if you don't, then you still got you can still put it face down. But normally what I would do with Black Sonic, and I'm running 2 of it, if a opponent's monster declares an attack, a BlackWing monster on a BlackWing monster you control, you can banish all face-up attack versus your monster your opponent controls. So this thing's a Mirror Force, but banishes it. Like everything. It's dimensional prison, but their whole board is just gone. And the best part is its special ability would be if you control exactly 3 BlackWing monsters and no other monsters, so you can have anything else out. You can activate this card from your hand. So this thing could be like a hand trap. So let's say you have 3 BlackWing monsters out, and then they got like a big board and everything. You have this in hand. You could go Black Sonic right there and just banish their whole field. So it's a pretty sweet card. I would run 3, but I couldn't get a third one in my hands, so I'm running 2. I recommend running 3 of these though, or probably 2 of them in a Mirror Force. I don't know. Well, you guys can do what you want, but I'm running 2 of these right now. And then my one-ofs, Call of the Hunted, which is pretty much standard for all you Yu-Gi-Oh players. But for those of you who don't know what it does, it brings a black monster from the graveyard in attack mode. So you can use that, bring back monsters from the graveyard, and then like synchro summon with them or do whatever you need to do with them. And then I'm using Mirror Force, which is also pretty standard. I would run more, but I have the 2 Black Sonics right there. But Mirror Force, for those of you who don't know about it, Mirror Force pretty much does the same thing Black Sonic does, but instead of banishing the monsters, it destroys all your opponent's attack position monsters. And then, like, this is for monster traps right here, for like when your opponent summons a very strong monster that you don't need having out here. I got Torrential Tribute, which when opponent summons a monster, when a monster summon at all, so you could like summon Pancake Waxing Moon. After Torrential Tribute, they have this whole huge board out, like Traptrix, Refugio, and all this sort of stuff that you don't want out. And then you can just wipe out their whole board and get a monster at the end turn. That's a good combo I like to use. And then there's Bombless Trap Hole, which is another trap that I can use. Like, let's say you're playing special summons a monster with 1,500 attack points or more, then you can just go ahead and banish it. And last but not least, Dimensional Prison. Basically the same things that Black Sonic does. It banishes a monster who attacks, but it only does it for one instead of the whole entire of their board. And now finally, not last but not least, but this is like the main deck, not the extra deck. I'm running 2 Mystical Space Typhoon, since I couldn't get my hands on any Twin Twisters. And it's pretty much standard. This destroys your opponent's spells and traps that you don't need out, face downs and all that stuff. And then this right here is your key search card. You need at least 2 of these to keep the deck running. Black Whirlwind. Black Whirlwind, like, this thing's the searcher of your whole entire deck, besides all the other search cards that you got on your deck. But this thing searches up your stuff the fastest. Black Whirlwind, you summon a BlackWing monster, normal or special. When it has to be normal zone, never mind. When a BlackWing monster is normal zone to your side of the field, you can add 1 BlackWing monster from your deck to your hand that has less attack than that monster. So let's say you had 2 of these out and you summon let's see, the highest monster in here, 1,800. You summon this right here. BlackWing, Share the Blue Flame. Scroll this back so you guys can actually see this. Then you can pretty much, if you had 2 of these out, add 2 BlackWings from your hand that have less than 1,800 attack points right there. So you just got like 2 BlackWings that you can use right there. So you could add like the BlackWing Blizzard Far North, and then let's say a Monsters in Rear, Synchro Summon, all sorts of stuff you could do with it. But that thing's your search card for all searches. Really, really good card. This one right here, I was optional. I was being like optional about it because I don't like banishing my monsters. But this thing's right here for who Yu-Gi-Oh fans who don't know about it. It's called Cards for the Black Feathers. It's basically a Lure of Darkness for BlackWings. So I banish 1 BlackWing monster from my hand and then draw 2 cards. That's basically it. I can only activate this once per turn. I think Allure of Darkness is the same way. I don't know. But this thing is like Allure of Darkness for BlackWings. And normally you wouldn't want to banish your BlackWings because you need to keep them for synchro summon stuff. But let's say you get into a tight spot and you got a dead hand and you got a monster you don't need to use, then you can just use that and get 2 more cards, so it's like your pot of greed. And last but not least, a Dark Hole and a Book of Moon. Pretty standard stuff. Dark Hole destroys everything on the field. Book of Moon, like let's say the opponent tries to attack you directly or tries to attack one of your monsters you need to still live, put your monster in the face down defense. Put your monster in the face down defense or your own. It depends on what you want to use it for. Alright guys, and now we're on to the fun part, the extra deck. Which I am running a full extra deck, by the way, guys. So, I got 15 monsters. I'm running a number 66 Master Key Beetle, Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon, which is one of my favorite cards from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Art 5 series. You guys need to watch that. It's a really good series so far. And I think I'm near the end of it. I haven't watched it for 2 weeks, so I kind of missed out on 2 of the episodes. Ice Beast Civrone, which is a really, really good card. I'll explain its ability later. Vortex of the Whirlwind. This is the level 5 I was talking about earlier. This thing, when it's summoned, it's destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, then you can special summon a level 4 or lower Wing Beast type monster from your deck, so more searching for you. And it has a pretty decent attack at 2,100. It's not that bad. 2 I'm running of BlackWing Northland of Starlight. Looks pretty good. Let me show you one of these. Looks pretty sweet. But when this thing is summoned, you can do 800 points of damage to your opponent, so that's always good. And on top of that, you can also make an additional normal summon. So let's say you normal summon this turn already. Then you can synchro summon this, take a do some 800 damage to your opponent, and then on top of that, normal summon again. If you had a Black Whirlwind out, that'd be 2 normal summons. That'd be 2 more monsters into your hand right there. Next up, hold on a minute. Let me reorganize all these. There we go. I'm also running a BlackWing Armwing. I'm running this really because I didn't really know what else I would want to put in here. Like, I was going to put in Black Rose, but I couldn't get my hands on it recently, so I'm running one of that. But when I do summon it and I use it like to attack defense monsters, it's basically just like Bow of the Spirit. It does piercing battle damage. And the best part is when it attacks a defense monster, though, it gains 500 attack. And this thing got like a whopping 200, 300 already. And it gains 500 more, that's 2,800 right there. So that's pretty sweet. And it does piercing. Next, I'm running 3 Assault Blackwing Chidori the Lightning. Chidori. Freaking Naruto over here. Yeah, I love that show. Chidori Rain Sparkling's ability is when this thing is synchro summon, use a black material, which is the whole entire deck. So it's spells and traps and all that. But it is treated as a tuner monster while on the field. And on top of that, this card gains 300 attack for each Blackwing monster in your graveyard, which is completely beast. Like, if you had a whole graveyard full of Blackwings, this thing would be over 4k attack just with that. And another good ability is if this thing is destroyed and you already had recently synchro monsters like Blackwings that are destroyed already, then when this thing's destroyed, you can automatically sorry, I can't talk today. Not synchro summon. Special summon that monster from your graveyard. So this thing's like a free special summon synchro right there from your graveyard. It's ridiculous. Anyway, moving on. I got 2 Blackwing Obsidian Wings, which is pretty sweet. Look pretty cool right there. I've been having this for a while, by the way. And this thing's ability is basically if you had another Blackwing monster out and they try to target it, then first, I'm going to explain its first ability first. When this thing is special summon, then synchro summon, you can target level 5 wing or higher wing beast monster for your graveyard special summon, so you can get all your stuff back. So it's just like this, but it doesn't have to be destroyed. But when the Obsidian Hawk Joe is attacked, not attacked, when an opponent activates an ability, effect that targets only this card, or when your opponent targets this card for an attack, then you can use like probably another Blackwing that you're not going to use, like a defense monster or something like that, as a shield. Pretty much, like that's what it's like. Use it as a shield, and you can target another Blackwing monster you control that would be appropriate target. So let's say your opponent tried activating like let's see, what can I name off that'd be pretty bad. Like an Icarus attack. Let's say your opponent trying to aim an Icarus attack at your Blackwing Hawk Joe or another Blackwing monster. You could make that go at something else. Like, I had Panky Waxing Moon out, and then I had 2 other Blackwing monsters out. Or I had I had 2 other Blackwing monsters out, plus another synchro monster I want to protect. Then this thing's ability would target Panky the Waxing Moon and Waxing Moon and the other Blackwing monster instead of those 2, so you can save your own monster with this thing. It's pretty sweet. And then moving on to just trying to get all these organized. Move on the screen so you guys can see them. Okay, there we go. Let's see all those. Uh, our last three, BlackWing Armor Master, which is a pretty sweet card. There you go. This thing cannot be destroyed by battle, and the best part about it is you take no battle damage from battles taking it, and when it attacks or is attacked, then this thing can put what do you call it? What do they call a counter for this? A wedge counter on the opponent's monster. So let's say you attack like a blue eyes with this thing. Let's say you attack the blue eyes with this thing, and you take no battle damage and all that. You're like, what's the point of doing that? Well, your opponent has a wedge counter on that blue eyes now, right? And then during the damage step, you can remove one of the wedge counters from the opponent's monsters to have their attack reduced to 0 until the end phase. So let's say they're going to attack you with his blue eyes, like with something else. Then you can use this thing's ability during the damage step until the end phase for their attack to go 0. So if they're in the middle of battle phasing, then they kill their own monster or they have to stop the attack somehow. So it's a pretty sweet card. I wish I could have more of it, but I only have one. Next, I Soul Blackwing Chidori the Rain Shower. No, that's not Chidori, that's Valkyrie. What am I talking about? Woo, anyway. This card is summoned using a Blackwing monster. It's treated as a tuner monster, so it's basically just like Chidori Ring Sparkling. And when this thing is summoned, you can target cards up to the you target cards your opponent controls up to the number of Blackwing monsters you control and destroy them. So let's say you had a whole field of Blackwings out and you summon this thing, then you can destroy like 4 cards at max. It's pretty sweet. And last, our boss monster, level 12, Soul Blackwing Akamaru the Divine Thunder. Like everything right here is based off of lightning for some reason. Anyway, like I love Crow. He's one of the best Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D's characters besides Yusei and Jack. Jack's OP, especially in the Arc Fight series. Anyway, when this card is summoned using a Blackwing monster as material, it's treated as a tuner monster, which I don't get. Like unless they're making another OP tuner monster for this thing. I mean, a Blackwing monster has more than 12 levels. Like, I don't know how you're going to synchro some of these thing. Anyway, cannot be destroyed by card effects, so it's like invulnerable to mirror force and all that nonsense. So you can get that out of here. Get that crap out of here. And you can target one Blackwing monster in your graveyard. This card's level becomes the same as that monster. Okay, well, that makes sense why it's a tuner now. So you can, like, get rid of it. Even though I don't want you want to get rid of this. This thing's OP. Look at this. This looks so good. Why would you want to secret something using this? I'd rather use something else. Anyway, this thing's level becomes the same as the monsters, and you can use that ability, Soul Blackwing Akamaru the Divine Thunder once per duel. So you can use that ability once per duel. It's like it's that special. And if this card is synchro summon using only synchro monsters. If this card that was synchro summon only using synchro monsters attack, this card gains 1,000 attack during the damage step only. So then, let's say this thing was synchro summon using one of the Blackwing synchro monsters. Then during the damage step, when this thing attacks, it gains 3,000. And look at that attack right there. Look at that. That's 6,000 attack when this thing attacks. It's ridiculous. Anyway, that's pretty much my whole deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. And put down in the comments what other kind of deck profiles you want. I'll see what I can do. This is Silverleafy on 9055. Logging out. Peace.